Welcome back to day 17 of our journey to 2000 ELO on chess.com. Let's just jump on ahead here, find an opponent, and see if we can break this drawing streak of 2 games only, but it's still a lot considering how few times we do in fact see draws. We're playing Pepe Ferre from Spain, a Horowitz defense. I don't know what this opening is. Let's play a setup we're familiar with. It transposes into an East Indian defense. Let's invite this line. So we could get some potential imbalances. Our opponent doesn't go for it, plays a bit slower. So what do we do now? We could come up here maybe. There might be this, and so I think this doesn't quite work because of this move here being annoying. So let's come up with a knight instead. Just develop, and we're in an Indian game, East Indian, anti-Nimso Indian variation. I swear, every time I'm playing chess, it feels like the opening names just get longer and longer for each and every game I play. It just doesn't make sense to me, to be honest. Let's play an interesting move here. This move. I like switching it up a bit. It's got a few purposes. It takes away this idea. It takes away this idea. But also, it allows this bishop, if it develops here, to drop back to h2 to occupy this good diagonal here potentially. And be a beast. It also gives us left for our king in the long term. a6 as a response. Let's come this way. Maybe close up, get our bishop out to one of those squares, castle, get our queen up. Just play for a solid position in general. Because this is played, I think we'll be going here. But this is a really good thing to see, I think, because now it means this bishop here is more likely to be good because it can't get blunted by pawns. We'll be coming up here. So now we can take with our pawn, or our bishop rather, if our opponent takes with their pawn. We can go here if the bishop develops. I don't quite know what our opponent intends to do here, but if they do go for some interesting stuff, like this, which is played, then I think we just try and abuse it as quickly as possible with this idea here. And now I just want to make sure we don't lose to this. First of all, can we go here, threatening this? The knight could move, and then what? Then we might have this and win a pawn. Or potentially, oh no, we can't take here because, oh yeah, we can, because of this bishop helping us out once again. Yeah, let's come up with the queen, generate some pressure. This could just be played just as easily as anything else, but it's still an interesting idea here, I think. Just pressuring our opponent as much as possible. So I think this is likely to be a mistake if it's played. Now this isn't a possibility because of the queen's presence. So I'm feeling quite happy here coming out of the opening. But with this move, is this what our opponent should be playing here? Maybe? I can't quite tell here, but it might be good. But do we take in this position though? We could see this, and this even. which could target our queen. We could come out this way maybe, and then if takes, we've got this pressure still. The bishop could come up, defend, and target this, and we could see some more trades. And then I guess we castle. The knight can come up maybe for our opponent, not quite sure there. I think we'll be taking. This would be bad because we get to take and keep this pressure. And this is played, and now I think we just trade down a bit. Or do we? We might have the option here of dropping back. And if this is played, I don't think we go to this square. I think we might want to take with this maybe and push this pawn perhaps. Or maybe, yeah, if we come back and this is played, if we take like this pawn here on d7 could become, or c7 rather, could become a target. We can jump in now as well, threatening this. I think we'll be dropping back. I don't feel like this is a big threat at all. Or so I said until I realized this might be playable now, which might force this. It's not played though, so now we'll be coming here with the queen to keep eyes on this c-pawn. This can't be played, luckily, because if it could, we would be quite saddened. Oh, I missed this idea. Should have maybe went back here. We got. Oh, never mind. We just took a piece. So we couldn't have went back. Can we go here? Do we have an in-between move here? Really? I can't quite tell here. If this is played, I think we can take on this square, and if pressure is added, oh no, this would be bad actually, because then we can't drop back like this. Or yeah, we could actually, because if the bishop takes, we take like this, or if the queen takes, we take with the bishop. So we might be able to kind of get away here by grabbing a pawn. Problem is if the queen comes up and this becomes good. If this is played and the queen gets in, looks kind of scary there. So maybe we go to this square, but then the pawn just pushes. And I don't think I like the position there, so... And let's go for the pawn here, I think. It's a bit greedy, but... You know, I like to maximize the potential gains in those positions. Importantly here, as I mentioned, this is the idea that allows us to come back like this. Potentially, the queen here is still covered by the pawn, of course. Do we have this move? Maybe? Thing is, if the queen goes here, for example, might get scary. What happens if we get this followed by... Oh no, 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 that's not good at all, because then this is played and we do not get our piece back. So we have to take, which is not ideal, I'd say, because the queen gets in here, which looks really bad. Looks really bad. We don't get to castle there. The rook is hanging. Oh, I misevaluated this massively. Been having a few bad games lately. Isn't quite something I'd like to, or something I love having, but it is how it is. We can't go here either, because our opponent can just take. So let's take this bishop. This is going to be played. Maybe just rook here, and this might not be the end of the world, because our opponent does get in, but we do get pressure down here as well, which could be quite strong. And this seems to be first. Saving the rook. Our h-pawn is still defended. I think our opponent's next move is likely to be a rook to c8 to pressure this. We'd have to move our queen, I think. This, we could have this, which could be funny, but I think this could be played in response. Okay, so the knight comes up here. Do we kick the queen out? Not quite. Then this is playable. Okay, so what does our plan look like here? I'm not loving what this looks like. It looks a bit scary, that is. How about coming here, maybe? There is this, but then we can castle maybe and kind of semi-trap the queen. It seems a bit out of place there, at least. This can't be played, I don't think. So this looks quite decent, forcing our opponent back. This, as I mentioned, I think looks bad. We would just castle, I think. Or we could even come up, but that's a bit scary with the file being open, and this file as well maybe. But well, if we do castle, we're on this file, which is entirely open, so it doesn't make a massive difference maybe. What do we do if the queen comes here? Could we come to this square and play for this move? This is really funny actually, because if we have this, then it might be really good. Only problem is I'm seeing this here. And if we go to this square, there might be this in-between move targeting our queen. Or maybe not, because we take the bishop, because this is a pin. So yeah, this is looking interesting, and the queen is looking like it's running out of squares. This, and as I mentioned, this move threatens this and this checkmate. Yeah, let's just go for it. Playing a bit tactical as of late. Trying to improve on some weaknesses, I guess, but Ooh, no, no, no. No, this is bad. Oh, this would be the end of the world. Well, the end of our world, at least. At least we're still pressuring our opponent's queen here, but I did not see this idea at all. So this here is just a lucky shot. Ooh, a3. That's got to be coming. Otherwise, we're just losing the game immediately. Okay, so this is first. This is as first as can be. What happens if this is played? And then I think we just push still. I genuinely do think we push there. Or do we maybe have this? This could be really scary though, because we would be allowing this. And then, do we have anything here? Oh no, because this check here is no good, because then this is captured with a check in response. Yeah, let's not go for it. We'll be playing this. Looked at this briefly, but then I think we just do not take. This knight poses no threats. Our opponent sees our idea here though, and preemptively plays this. Can we take this knight maybe? We could end up trading like this. Don't know if it's good though. maybe this. Then we just get targeted here and the rook gets a bit more active. I really want to make some stuff work, but this now loses our queen, so that's not a move. This is really well covered, so we can't go and intercept. Let's go for a bizarre line here and follow and see if it does anything. No, maybe not. We've just lost our queen at that point, and this comes with a check as well. So that's not an idea. But I I do still think we've got a much better position here, at least disregarding king safety. So how about we just go and try to push our position. Our piece activity here is really good. This. Maybe we just go here and apply pressure this way. If we go here and let's say this is played, do we take? Then this is a move. No, not quite, because of this. I think we'll be moving the rook. We just need more pieces. A weird position here. Not the first and not the last weird position we will be seeing. And this is played, but as I mentioned, do we not just have this now? If this is played, we go here, and this wins material for us. So this, and we could maybe slide out of the way there, and the pawns are broken apart. This might be good, but there is not a move like this, because we can take there then. So I think we'll be taking with the bishop here, actually. Okay, let's go. And I think we come out slightly on top here. Just ever so slightly. This move. I was looking for checks here. I don't quite think it works. This should work in our favor. So I think we just win a pawn. Can more pressure be added to this bishop? Well, if this is played, we go here, I think. Oh no, that's bad. That's actually bad. Because this. Well, never mind. If this move, there is this and this, and we get a rook. I think we can take this if I calculated correctly. This looks good. Please tell me I calculated correctly, because I've been calculating quite poorly for a couple of days. We can't go here because of this. Okay. I see how it is. I see how it is. Which move do we play now then? Problem here is this, and we can't take this. We can't quite threaten this rook either, because it's defended by a rook. This is just losing. So what else? Can't go this way. We have nothing there now because of the bishop. So maybe we just come back to this square so the bishop can defend the rook if we trade. I think that's going to be our plan. And now this defends this as well. So I think we've got our bases covered, at least for now. Is this a move? Don't think it is. I think this is a welcome sight though. Or is it? We could go here maybe. I think this might be forced to defend the bishop. Then we might have to come up this way maybe. Our opponent is playing quite well tactically here. Do we go this way? Oh, this might be an idea as well actually. This might actually... Oh, wow, there's this. And that's scary, so let's come this way. I think this might be first. Keeping our defense of the rook and cutting off this as well. Let's come up, I guess. I didn't quite want to play this, but it might be good if we get this. We keep pressure here a bit. If the rook slides back, we might be able to defend it with the bishop. I think this is about as well off as we're going to be in this position. Got a bit more difficult here than I wanted it to be when we grabbed this pawn, but I think we might still have some chances here of getting out okay. This. Oh, this is a move. Oh, that's quite brutal. Or maybe not. We might have this there. Yeah, that's a good in-between move. Because then our opponent can't take, because we've got this, followed by, well, just coming back, and it's a checkmate. So our opponent is thinking here, this isn't a move, the pawn is doing some work. It isn't quite doing all of the work for us, but it's doing something, which is enough for me for the time being. This rook here has proven to be a bit of a nuisance for us as well, because we can't easily include it on the other side of the board, and we can't do a whole lot here either for the time being. Unless maybe we could have gotten our queen here, which we can't, I don't think. Okay, let's come back to where we were just at. I think it's our best move here in this position. I think it's about our only move to defend this, and to get rid of some pressure by the queen. This is not a move because we can take like this. We're not going to go for a threefold repetition today again, are we? I think it's kind of out of our hands here, because if our opponent wants to, I think they might be able to force it. Simply by coming back to where they were just at, namely this square. Is this a move? Really? Obviously we can't take here because it loses this and this. But why can't we just take with the pawn? I guess let's take. Force our opponent to prove why this was good for them. Now this rook is open along this way here, which I think is going to be good for us. Now this is a possibility once again. This is a threat of a checkmate. In some positions at least. Do we come here? If this is played, I think we don't quite want that, so let's maybe come here instead. And then if the queen comes down, I think we go here. And we've got our bases covered because the rook has opened up in our favor. Oh no, because still there's this move. So maybe this. I think this has to be played once again. But this time around our opponent does not have a bishop, which might end up being good for us. Oh, we might have this move though. Oh, this could be really bad for our opponent. Because of the checkmate threat, if they take here, we have checkmate, and if not, we could push this twice, and the pawn is just a beast together with our bishop. Alright, let's go. I'm liking this idea a whole lot. Sometimes it's just a matter of timing, and I think this is the time to play d5. And we get this. And I do not quite see how our opponent responds to this, as it seems a bit devastating once we get this locked in. There might be this move now. We would dodge by going here. Let's come up maybe. Or we could go here actually. This could be quite cool. Because it comes with this threat down here. And it threatens to trade queens immediately as well. Yeah, we don't have a lot of time, so let's just go for this immediately. Once again, this is a move. We would have to go here, I think. But nothing is hanging. Our opponent could come here maybe. Maybe we would come back here with the queen this way and dance for a while, and probably we would just get our king to this corner and be a bit safe, and then we can coordinate our pieces afterward. Oh no, of course if this is played we have to go here to defend the rook. Almost made a slight mistake there, but still it's not going to be the end of the world in that position. We're just going to be looking to be a bit open there for a second. But now we have this threat as well, which at least it's scary, optically at least it's scary, but probably not entirely so if you think about this tactically, because I think there might be some perpetuals there for our opponent, not quite sure though. At least it gets a bit difficult to calculate. This and this. Don't quite see our follow-up. We could go here maybe then. If the queen hasn't moved yet, and then I think we force the queens off the board, as it's looking slightly trapped there in the corner. If this is played and we go here, can our opponent check us? Honestly, from this square they can't, because this square is covered by our queen, which looks quite optimistic. Let's come up. And this should be our idea here, forcing the queen trade immediately. We just have to play a few quick moves here, because otherwise we're going to be in an awkward spot. Only way here to probably still stay in the game is coming out this way, so as not to have the queen get trapped. It's played. Do we come this way maybe? And then we could try and run the king here. And this could come with the threat of taking this as well. Let's play it. It seems like it keeps all our stuff safe. We can't get checked here. This is a check, but then I think we just slide on over and I don't see any problems there. Once we get down here, I think we're probably quite well off. Don't think there's a big difference between those squares here. But let's go here so our opponent doesn't have an easy check, I don't think. This, and they could have went here. I don't see a follow-up, but maybe there could have been something. Maybe this is playable once again. Then we might have to go there. Okay, so this is played. Do we go here now? This might be really good. We can't get checked, and if we get to take this, there is this move. As long as I'm not missing anything, this looks quite good. This is defended. This is threatened. Well, this is an idea as well, maybe, but not yet. I don't know what our ideal configuration here of pieces is going to look like. Is this going to be played once again, and this? We don't have the rook on the back rank here now, so the queen can escape this way, which is a bit annoying. Here we get this. We'll have to come up. This is threatened. It could get pushed as it is. How about getting in this way? Let's try. I think we just need some activity here in the right directions. Maybe this. And I don't think the rooks can coordinate there. So this looks a bit promising. Or so I was going to say, but there's this move. Okay, let's come here. Target the queen then. It's going to try to escape along the diagonal. We might have this if it doesn't go to a1, but a1 seems to be the most likely move to maybe apply some pressure. Don't quite know, but we might have this move which comes with threats like this, which might be crashing, I think. We're down to 20 seconds here. It's looking a bit dire. So we'll have to see what we end up doing here. Position is getting scary. Really scary. Okay, this is played. I'm not seeing the ideas quickly enough here, so let's come up this way. This, and this could be a response to defend all the stuff. But once we get to maybe, yeah, at least something back here, we should be a bit safer. I don't know how our king could have gotten checked so many times till now, but this seems a bit nicer now because we've got some ways maybe of coming back here. And let's go back this way. Of Queen is going to go here. It's played. But now I think we just get to improve our position a bit. First, let's go this way, occupy the important diagonal. Then we can get our king here. And then coordinate our pieces at long last. We could maybe try to slide in this way, if given the chance to. But first, we're likely to play this to get into the kind of position we most likely want to be in. This bishop here is doing a lot of work with the pawn because neither of the rooks here have done anything for a long while. Don't know if this was best either. We might have maybe looked at going like this. It could have been better. I'm suddenly realizing this rook is slightly trapped even. Can't go here, here, here. Well, our opponent is looking to push this pawn. Do we go here maybe? Well, let's go there because of a lack of time, I guess. This might be played. Let's go here. And the pawn can't be pushed because then we take. It couldn't have been pushed either way if the queen went there though. But it wouldn't have went there if we didn't go for this move. 14 seconds. Playing on increment here. Let's bring this queen up. This can't be pushed. This rook can't quite move. This rook can't do a whole lot. I would like to improve this rook though. Could we come this way and threaten this rook? Then it probably has to go here. Don't quite know if it's good or not for our opponent. Might be bad because we might have this move, which could threaten a promotion. Let's go here. The queen comes back. Let's grab the pawn maybe. 7 seconds there. Yeah, this is cutting it a bit close for comfort. The pawn here is pushed. Let's come up, I think. Don't think this is a move. I don't think so, at least. This could be interesting. Forcing some move by the queen. Okay. Let's come up maybe. Our opponent is playing a bit daring here, I think. Their moves are definitely not without risk. If given the chance, I'd like to go here. Let's go here. Pressure against the queen as quickly as possible. If this is played, honestly, I don't quite know. We'll have to come up with something. Maybe this, but this is covered. So there. Oh, we would have had this move here. I didn't see it. This was an immediate win. Let's go for it now. And this should win. Because once the queen is off the board, this is going to get a whole lot easier. Our opponent resigns, and we win today's game, and we are up to 1566. Thanks for the game. Well played to our opponent here, Pepe Ferre from Spain. Let's jump ahead here into our game review. Okay, so what does it say? 81.6 for us and 77.9 for our opponent. The graph here seems to show we were quite decisively losing at some point until we had an advantage. Question marks for the opening for both of us, despite the openings being in the 80s. I guess typically speaking they should be a bit higher because of theory. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, this was bad. Our opponent should have went here, which is the best move, or some other move, this even. But not this. We should have pushed for the center. Recently I do not like playing for this pawn structure. We tend to lose with it. So I don't mind playing this instead, despite the computer not loving it. This, I think we've got like 30% lower win rate with it than this pawn structure. Went here. Still not the best move, but I think this was a really decent move in the end. Once again, the computer loves e4 here. It's probably the best move, I've got to say. There is no reason to not go it. I just haven't really been playing well with all the pawns going up, so I like to play for, as I mentioned earlier on, more familiar setups. We went here, we took. In this position, I didn't quite consider this move. Could we not have gone here? Apparently not. This is not as good as it could have been. And I can't quite tell why. I would have considered going here, and I don't quite see why this is all that bad. It's because the queen is 100% trapped. Okay. Didn't follow the line long enough. We played a few more moves here, and this was a massive blunder. This was just bad. This was the best move. Oh, really? Is this the best? How come? Why can't we, for instance, go here? Let's try and follow the line. Why is this -4? If we evacuate the bishop, maybe here even? Oh, yeah, the queen is targeted. Okay, so if we go here then, oh, this is a checkmate almost. It forces us to give up the queen. It's a bit difficult to spot, to be honest, considering all of the moves there in tactics, but it was bad for us. The queen went back this way. We should have went here, giving up this pawn. And then I guess maybe playing for this with 2 rooks down this way. We went like this. Should have pushed 2 squares here. I didn't quite see that. What I saw here was this. Oh no, this a3 has to be played. But apparently this is good, and well, why can't this be played, for instance? Well, it can, I guess, but this can't be played because of this, and we win a piece. If a bit more of those inaccurate moves, you love to see them. Glad to have seen this. Well, I was going to say glad to have seen this was good, but it was a slight mistake to keep going there. Should have dodged like this and just said, okay, our opponent's pawn is weak, that's good for us. Didn't do it, so we allowed for this. Should have apparently went here. I didn't quite see this, or what the deal was. Instead, went back, And this was a massive mistake. I think our opponent lost the game here because they got a bit impatient and did not want the draw, which we today were a bit more content with than I would have liked, but I don't want to lose a game just because we can't win it. So we like to maximize what we can get from each and every game, and if that means we go for a draw, that's what we do. We pushed. Really glad to have found this move. I think this was quite important for the game because we got this, which became massive. So at this point, some shuffling of pieces here. Went around. Got this. Apparently this is playable. Oh, because the queen covers the pawn. I didn't see that, I guess. Should have went over with the rook to this square. But honestly, the differences here are negligible in terms of evaluation. So the green arrows are simply suggestions, I think. Ooh, that's not a suggestion though. Oh, but that's not the move to follow it up with. I think, yeah, this is bad because we get exposed against our opponent's pieces. It's not losing, of course, but we give counterplay, which we should not do. Yeah, this blundered this, didn't see it this move, but we did on the next move, and our opponent resigned. So, well, that's our game here. We broke our ever so slight drawing streak, and we're back with a win here. So, as per usual, thanks to our opponent Pepe Ferre from Spain for the game. Thanks for watching to the end of the video, guys. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your days, and I hope to see you all tomorrow. Bye bye.